Look at this flower arrangement I made. Super complex. Let me clean you off. I think it's really cool to have a birthday in July because it sort of marks a halfway point throughout the year. I'm a big reflector. So after New Year's, I always sit and think, it's just a benchmark in time. Like it's not actually, nothing's really changing. Okay, it's not like you flip a switch and it's like, oh, new year. It's just the mark of a new year. It's a benchmark. It's a benchmark that we can approach and let it create an environment for us to pause. What did I do this year? What did I accomplish? What didn't I accomplish? Where did I succeed? Where did I fail? Where did I grow? Where did I stay stagnant? And having a birthday, which concludes another year of age, allows me to take a pause halfway throughout the year and do the same. Birthdays are not my favorite thing. I feel like with most big events and most girls, maybe men too, just really it's a common phenomenon, but people tend to subconsciously put expectations on this day. We've been taught from a young age, most of us, that this is a day to be celebrated. This day is all about you. I looked forward to my birthday because not that it was all about me. Birthdays were fun. They marked a time where I got to be around my friends and just like have a sleepover and do fun little girly things. As an adult, I think what makes birthdays harder is we're no longer in college. I am self-employed, so I don't have coworkers. Finding and nurturing those female relationships has been a lot harder, especially as a transient individual. The last 2.5 years, I've been back and forth from North Carolina to New York. It's just hard, difficult. So I'm in 2 different unfamiliar places and trying my best to establish roots and community, which is the heart and soul of who I am. Quite disappointing as a people person. That failure, and I think some people would say, Erin, it's not a failure. Okay, it's not a failure. It's just the plight of a person in her 20s. But in that failure, I find that's why I do get down. Or the last few years I've really highlighted that I haven't been in like a larger friend group in a while. And that's okay. I've just had to remind myself that not only have I lived a transient lifestyle and I'm in new uncomfortable waters and I don't have a lot of the systems that people have to make friends like college or coworkers. Even with those hurdles, I have made friends and I have established deeper connections with people. So let's just celebrate the wins where they come. But the reality is, who cares? It's just another day. I made floral arrangements. I went to the spa. I thought my floral arrangement was gorgeous. It's something I've been really wanting to do more. It's just another art form. Funky. I like the funky stuff. I find that recently in the last few years, I haven't really come up with a lot of different ideologies. And maybe that's just hitting a plateau of aging and maturity, but I feel I've settled into who I am and I have such core personal tenets. And the more I reflect, I'm like, these tenets have actually been around since I was a kid. I was barking at people for not wearing sunscreen on my Instagram story, as I do. And I'm just thinking, man, I'm insufferable. Like, who cares? Like, let people live their life. But that's not me. I'm not like passive about it. There are some things that I really believe in, and one of those is health and skin protection. So I was posting about it and how sure, I've had to accept the fact that now I'm a lot more paler and I don't have this sun-kissed, look. And certainly in the male gaze, that's not attractive. Who cares? I try not to care, but I do a little bit. It's very interesting because there were times where I slipped and fell into what the majority wanted, which is tan skin. I remember I preached in high school. This girl responded to my story. She's like, Erin, you know what? You have not changed, because in high school, I used to go to the tanning, high school babes, high school. No, I used to go to the tanning bed and you told me that I need to embrace my skin, like embrace the pale. She's freckled. Very dangerous. And stop going to the tanning bed because I told her, you're going to regret that. It's very bad for you. They say it really leads to higher chances of skin cancer, and we've known this for a while. It's only been proven more and more. And for what? these sun worshipers, like, the sun can heal you. Babes, we have science, we have technology, we have studied this. The sun is a orb of fire, spewing massive amounts of fire and explosions. It is not your friend, okay? It is our friend in the sense where it gives us photosynthesis and vitamin D of 15 minutes of exposure. And it awakens our circadian rhythms in the morning. It lightens our spirit. But sun worshiping, all right, come on. Like, let's be a little bit smart here. We can process a little bit of balance. And that's sort of what I advocate for. But, like I said, there have been times where I have dipped into the mainstream. So, when it comes to sun exposure. So I preach, don't go to tanning bed. Got out of a breakup 2018, was going to France for study abroad. I wanted to be hot. I wanted to be gorgeous. I wanted to be desirable. And I knew that people like women, especially white women in the West, to be tan. It's healthy. It gives you a healthy glow. It's sensual. It's warm. And especially with my undertone, I tend to look quite sick when I'm pale. Not very flattering, no. So I went to a tanning bed. I saw the damage in my skin almost immediately. And after I got nice and tan, I decided that would never happen again. And I started wearing sunscreen pretty religiously after that. That is the one thing that completely revolutionized my skin health. No other product, not vitamin C, retinol, moisturizing, exfoliating, any of that changed me as much as sunscreen did. And that is a hill I will die on, especially as a freckled person. It is a non-negotiable. And everyone of every skin color should wear sunscreen. Everyone. But especially if you are freckled with blue eyes. The stats are there. The stats are there, and I'm not going to preach to you guys any longer. That is just one of the core tenets, is exercising this logic and this ability to cut against the grain in order to stay true to yourself. And staying true to myself looks like wearing sunscreen, not going to the tanning bed. If we're all going to the beach and everyone wants to tan, I'm going to be in the shade, but I'll be with you on the beach. I'm not going to hide necessarily, or, I'm going to go in the water with you, but I'm going to be reasonable about the exposure I'm getting. Be thoughtful, be forward thinking, and have some sense, okay? At the end of the day, autonomy is real, and I cannot tell people what to do. I just actually personally believe that it is that level of responsibility is something that I admire. I admire that about myself, and I admire that when I see it in other people. And I'm sure there's other areas of my life that do not reflect that. So it's like, of course I'm dying on this hill, and it might be hypocritical. But that's human nature, guys. We're all a little hypocritical. We all have things. We can't do everything right all the time. That's my hill. I'm avoiding any crash outs today. Just focusing on a normal day. For me, looks like working. I just got off a phone call with a photo client. We are doing a super fun fashion shoot, styled shoot, and I'm really excited to work with some new models and new owners of this brand. And I just love working with girls. I think they're just so amazing and sweet and not intimidating and not weird. That's it. Thank you for this extra long yap session. I don't think I'm going to edit it because we're just having a conversation on the phone. One-sided conversation where you can't get a word in. Anyways, wish me happy birthday. I'm feeling really good recently because a man thought I was 23. If anyone comments, oh, who would think you're 23? I'm going to take that as you think I'm very mature, confident, wise, despite having a baby face. I'm kidding. All right, bye guys.